Hey, everybody, and welcome back to another live episode of the Rocky Mountain Cigar Show here in the Smokin' Studios in the beautiful state of Colorado. I have a great guest on tonight. He's been a great partner of the show. He's been a really, really big supporter, and he makes amazing cigars. And I'm loving the fact that he's revitalizing the brand. We've talked about that a lot, right? When he's come on last time, but now we're going to find out what he's really taking the Espanola brand, how he's really moving it forward. So before we bring him on, guys, I just got to say, I'm getting old. I'm getting really old. Um, I've been going to the gym since October, almost, at least 5 days a week since October. And, ah, oh, I feel like I slept. You know how you know you're getting really old is when you can sleep and hurt yourself at the same time. And that's what I feel like. I slept on my shoulder wrong. But enough bitching and moaning about me because nobody really listens to the show because of me. They always listen because of the great guests that we have. And Anto, how you doing?
Hey Ryan, great. How are you, man?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Thank you so much for coming on. And you know what? I'm gonna cut forward a little bit, and we'll come back to a little bit of the introduction. I need to smoke this. I need to smoke this right now. I need to light it up. And in
Same.
order for us to do that, we've got to talk. We've got to go into the only segment of the show that we do, and that is the "What Are You Smoking Tonight" segment, brought to you by Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust. So tell everybody, because I want to smoke this. What am I smoking tonight?
So you've got the Española Aniversario 30 years. That is a Lancero 7 by 38 Habano wrapper. It's a Habano from Ecuador. Super excited about this release. This is going to be in two blends. We've got a Habano, which you're going to be smoking tonight, and so will I. And then we also have a Maduro blend, and that is a San Andres Maduro with a HBA Habano Dominican binder and Dominican and U.S. fillers, and that's Pennsylvania tobacco as a filler. So some
Okay.
Criollo no Ocho, some Pennsylvania, balance it all out. It's a wonderful, wonderful cigar. This is something that we've been working on for almost 2.5 years now. So the blend was established early 2024.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we we came up with the blend. I mean, master blender Papo at Tabacalera Robles, which is the factory that makes Blackbird cigars. They came up with the blend, and I've been working with Papo since I was 18 years old. So, 30 years I've been working with the same master blender. He created this blend. He sent it over. I fell in love with it, and as soon as we decided on going this route and creating these two blends, I told him, I said, please roll these immediately. I want to have these cigars aged at least or at close to about 2 years before they're released at PCA 2026.
So 2 years aged, and that's obviously for the whole line. You have the Toro, I have the Lancero.
Yes, sir.
So what? Tell everybody, because we always hear the Lanceros are so much harder to roll. It's not. Now you sent me the Toros, but I am way too impatient to try one of those first before this, because the second you told me you were sending me these, I got so giddy. Um,
I know you're a huge fan
but
of Lancero.
oh, massive, massive. So tell everybody a little bit of the complexities around how you kept the flavor profiles the same. Explain to everybody if that process took longer. But before you do, thank you so much, Steve Saka, for sponsoring the "What Are You Smoking Tonight's" part of the show. So go ahead and kind of let us know what that process was like for you.
Yeah, as you know, it's very difficult to do because you're going to get primarily wrapper, you're going to get primarily binder in this. So we couldn't go too heavy on the filler. So what we try to do is we try to use more of the Criollo 98, which is a milder tobacco, and a little bit of the Pennsylvania. So we couldn't put too much in the filler itself. So to balance it out, we did use a little more of the Criollo instead of the Pennsylvania. So You will find that in our cigars, or at least these, the Lanceros are going to tend to be a little bit stronger, especially the Maduro, not so much on the Habano, just because you're getting a lot of wrapper and a lot of binder.
Hmm.
Um, that being said, we really did try to make it as close as possible to the Toro size, so there's not much difference between flavor profile when it comes to the sizes.
Now, is is this going to be a limited release, or is the Lancero going to be a fixture now in Espanola's line? I know they're harder to sell typically.
They are. They are. It's more of like a novelty item. If you either love them or hate them.
Love them. I love
So
them.
Toros for sure are our number one seller nationwide in the U.S. Toros are known to be the top selling cigar. They're just the perfect
Hmm.
size. They're my go-to size as well.
I agree.
But we figured to come up with a Lancero just because a lot of people have been asking us to release a Lancero. This is the first time we've ever released a Lancero. Um, and will we keep it? I'm not sure. But this is going to be something where, we have 1,000 boxes of each of these. So 1,000
Sure.
boxes of Lanceros. If they do really well, I think we might bring them back. You never know. Our Year of the Dragon was supposed to be a limited edition run, but it did so well that we brought it into our core line of Corojos
Yep.
as a wrapper into the core line, added it to the Connecticut and the Maduro in the Española. So you never know. It might be something like a Padron Anniversario where it's an Anniversario, but it's not a limited release. We're testing the waters with this. We feel like this is going to be a top contender in Cigar of the Year in all the publications. I'm confident. I'm confident that it's going to be up there with the rest of the guys.
Well, just from light up, it's doing pretty well. And from light up with a I mean, it smokes great, but that's really what I look for more so in a Lancero than I do Toro or Robusto or really any other size. And a lot of that's just because you're going to know if it's rolled too tight.
Oh yeah.
On the first draw, you can't lie about it. You can't
Yeah.
disguise it.
Yeah, it's super difficult with Lanceros. You got to give it enough room because the cigars you're working with, I mean, the tobacco you're working with, is a little moist, is a little humid. And as you know, you let that cigar sit, it starts to expand,
Oh
and you
yeah.
don't want these cigars to burst.
Nope.
And then there's the flip side to that, where if you have too little tobacco in there, you're going to find some dead spots in the cigar.
No, and Lanceros is a skill, right? And again, I know you work with a you guys have been around for a very long time. I'm sure this size of a cigar is nothing new, but it's new to Espanola. It's new to the rebranding format that you guys have been working your ass off to achieve. And for anybody that is from the last time, the year of the dragon, again, I just want to reiterate this. It was continued forward, but as the Corojo. So if you're looking at the line, because you see three bands down there, we got to update that. But you see three bands. There is a fourth band now. It is the Corojo, and that is last year's Year of the Dragon, which got 92, right? 93,
94, it won
94, 94.
number three cigar of the year in the enthusiast report. It was number six cigar of the year in Cigar and Spirits magazine. So it did really well. But what you are seeing right there, Ryan, is our complete line. So we have the Maduro, the red
Correct,
band.
correct, correct.
Yeah, the red band is the Corojo, and the Connecticut is the beigeish tan color band.
Oh, geez. Yes. No, I'm so sorry. Yes, because it was Connecticut Maduro and then the Corojo was added
Yeah,
in. You are correct. Yes. That brain fart. I apologize. It's been a rough year, man. It's been a really, really rough year.
it's
Um,
almost March. Can you believe it?
I'm just saying last 12 months,
Mm,
not just 2026, but
gotcha.
2026 isn't starting off bad. So how's your 2026 start? Obviously we've got this coming up release. You
Yep.
guys are doing a lot at PCA. Tell everybody what you're doing at PCA this year and how you guys are supporting them.
Yeah, a lot going on this year. Our brand JM's Dominican turns 25. So we have a 25th anniversary edition of JM's coming out. Uh, we're sponsoring PCA. We have a big event on the first night, the opening night. We have the Cuban Creations Cigar Lounge, where we're inviting 500 guests to try what you're smoking, the Española Aniversario. We won't be sampling these out at the trade show itself, but if you do want to try them, they are going to be available at the Cuban Creations opening night after party, which runs from I think 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. On April 18th, which is the first night of the trade show. So, these are 500 guests are coming, so we're passing out 500 cigars. Um, these cigars, they're difficult to pass out at the trade show when people are asking for samples. They're asking for samples. So what we try to do is make the event very exclusive to the point where the only way that you can try these is to come out at the after party at Cuban Creations.
That's smart though. That's smart though, because I mean, if you think about it the right way, which you did, but just to kind of add some additional color to it, why would you want to give out a Lancero or something that you're really trying to promote it and have it included in a sea of other cigars in a random 3 or 4 bags that people go, Lanceros are easily broken. Yeah, Toros are too, but you got a lot more oomph to a Toro and
Sure.
rigidity to it than a Lancero. So I completely agree with you on it. Make it an exclusive thing. Make it feel like an event, because the only way you're going to get people excited about a Lancero is if you do it exactly like that. Oh, it's just another Lancero. No, it's got to be a special Lancero. It's got to be an event. Come here. This is the only cigar you're smoking is ours. You've got that
Yeah.
exclusive. So that good on you for kind of understanding and that forward vision into the marketing of it. Because I know a lot of people that would have just stood at the table and been like, here's a Lancero, and it
Hmm.
would have gotten lost in the shuffle,
For sure.
So
I
I
mean,
kudos to you on that.
thank you. I mean, this cigar is really special. The Anniversario is really special to us, and it shouldn't be something that is easily handed out. Um,
Mm-mm.
Come to the event, bring a friend, and let's smoke it together, and let's discuss it. I'd love to hear everybody's feedback on this. Um, it's also something that we've never done, meaning it's going to be a pretty expensive cigar compared to our regular line. I mean, the most expensive cigars that we have is about $11, $12 for a Churchill size cigar, and these are going to be going for about 16 to $18 uh, per cigar, and that's one of the things that we're kind of uncomfortable with, just because we've never released a cigar so expensive, but it's something that we've put a lot of time in. A lot of investment went into this. Like I said, we invested over 2 years ago in this. I mean, right around 2 years ago for this, of buying the tobacco, sourcing it, and making sure it's in perfect condition to be used in our cigars. So
Ooh.
it's 2 years in the making, um, and I hope it's well received as much as like we love smoking this. So it's the Corojo for me was my number one cigar out of our line, and the Espanol Aniversario now has overtaken that.
So I'm gonna steal a line, but I'm gonna give it credit where credit's due. Danny Ravidelli of 505 Cigar Review, the best boutique cigar reviewer and the only boutique cigar reviewer that you really need to watch if you're really heavily into boutique cigars. This is drool bucket worthy, and I'm barely into it. As it sits now, the generation of smoke is great. There's no tightness to it. That Habano wrapper is coming through screaming in full representation. Great powdery pepperiness. It's got a nice pepperiness on the lips, and it's got a really full retrohale. I would say the smoke is very, very smooth. I would put it at a medium body for my profile. but the retrohale feels a little fuller than how the
Hmm.
cigar smokes, if that
Well, I'm
makes
glad you.
sense. So the cigar's coming through a lot more peppery than what I would classify a medium cigar coming through. Now that might change. That's just how it started, but really, really, really good. And again,
Awesome.
everybody, subjective is my opinion, but I know most of you guys watching the show, we have similar profiles. We've sent cigars out to a lot of you, and you guys have won cigars. You said how so. If you do have a similar profile to me on this, definitely give this a shot. So far, it's smoking good, and I'll be honest. I told Antu that, like, you want to give me a blind cigar. If I don't like it, I'm gonna say it. I mean,
Oh
everybody
yeah.
knows we used to have a cigar. And in fact, weren't you on it? Raw Cigar Reviews?
I'm
No,
not
with
sure.
Danny and I. No, I met you through Danny, but it wasn't through Raw Cigar Reviews. So we used to we would tell manufacturers your cigar is great or it's terrible. So like
Yeah.
I have no problem. So I'm not blowing smoke up y'all's ass, but I
Thank you, brother.
also am a I'm just a Lancero guy too. So I maybe there's a little bit in it. I get to try a new Lancero. But that's why there's a second one. So if anything changes on it, I will absolutely let you guys know. But it's starting off great. I mean, how would you agree with my assessment of kind of my profile of the cigar? And I didn't go, balls deep into it, but just a simplified profile.
Oh yeah, for sure. The Habano is more of a medium to just a like I'd call it like a 6 out of 10.
I would agree. I would agree.
And for the Maduro, we're closer to about a 7, so medium plus on that on the Maduro side. Um, but yeah, you're right on with the pepper coming through on the lips. The retrohale also has a little gets fuller when you do a retrohale. I mean, naturally, but yeah, this one's smoking really nice for me as well.
Now, did you keep the body strength as close to Toro to Lancero? Because I know sometimes the Lancero can, because you can't add everything in there, it can either be kicked up a little bit or kicked down a little bit.
Yeah, we definitely try to keep the same profile. It's very difficult, as I mentioned earlier. You're getting a lot of wrapper, you're getting a lot of binder, and not so much filler compared to a Toro. But that being said, I would say that the on the Maduro, the Lanceros tend to be a little stronger, but
Mm.
on the Habano, I feel like it's very even between the two sizes.
The pepper's very bright on the retrohale. I love a pepper cigar. I like I've never done cocaine, but I like to believe after I smoke a good cigar and retrohale, I know what it feels like. Um, I like my nose screaming. So
Mm.
I retrohale a ton. Most people from what I speak to have a tendency to retrohale like, once a third or two times a third. What's your belief on, and especially with these new cigars? There's some cigars I know I can tell you that if you don't retrohale, don't smoke the cigar because you're gonna lose all of it. So
Oh yeah.
what's your opinion on these new cigars, and are should you be retrohaling these, and what's your opinion on retrohale in general?
So, during the selection process for us, there is a lot of retrohale going on. If we're trying to find a blend that works for us, because and also I'd like to add that we are smoking these cigars for 2 months straight, meaning I'm smoking it in the morning. I'm smoking it on an empty stomach. I'm smoking it at night after dinner. I'm smoking it with coffee. I'm smoking it with my favorite spirit. Everything that you can kind of imagine what goes into smoking a cigar or a cigar experience, we are really trying to do so that when it comes time, we can recommend it, in the morning, we can recommend it with coffee or after dinner or before dinner. So we are really trying to cover all our bases when it comes to a time of day or a pairing or to be able to talk about the blend in a kind of um, universal way. Uh, that being said, there is a lot of retrohaling going on during the selection process, but me as a smoker who is having a cigar drink. Maybe I'll retrohale once or twice during the cigar. It's not something that I do on every puff.
Yeah, see, I have an every puffer. I at this point, and maybe it's also I was a cigarette smoker for 20 years, right? I didn't smoke a whole lot of cigars during that time the way I do now.
Right.
Um, but maybe it's from that. But I find myself doing it. It's not like I try to do it anymore. I just do it.
Hmm.
I'm a big retrohaler. But again, I'm a firm believer that you're in talking to a lot of people across the industry. You have like I think it's like 30, little under 40 olfactory glands in your nose. And the only way that you eat is through smell first, right? You eat with your eyes first, you then eat with your nose, then you actually consume it with your mouth. Most of your tasting is the incorporation of your mouth and your nose. So if I really like something, I want that flavor as much as possible. And then the only way you're going to get that is incorporating both at the same time. And it's one of those things I try to tell everybody. Like a cigar is like wine, it's like whiskey. It's not cigarettes in the sense that yes, it's tobacco, but it's aged tobacco. There's been a lot of love and care. It's not splashed with some liquid shit, shoved in a tube, and then thrown on a package of 20 on the thing. But it's cared for. It's deammoniated. Aged, and so there's a lot in that. And so the only way that you always see people do the well, I'm tasting with my nose. So I always tell people it's exactly the same thing. If you don't ever want to retrohale, fine. But in my opinion, you don't fully understand what a great cigar is. And that's
Hmm.
just my opinion, right? Who the hell am I? I'm just some lowly schmuck with a show, you know.
No, it
But
makes
that's just my
absolute.
opinion.
No, you're right. It makes absolute sense. Um, I just kind of suck at it sometimes, where I'll like it'll come out the wrong way and I'll start tearing up,
Oh yeah, no, it's a challenge to do. I've had to teach quite a few of my friends to be able to do it. It's and it's that first time. Like
yeah.
I never give it like tell anybody to do it if they're smoking a Maduro and they can't or something really peppery. But if they're gonna Connecticut, like I'll push them to do it. But it's always funny to watch them do it that first time because they're like, it's like they just you know what it is? I always tell people it's like you pulled that nose hair. Like that's what
Oh,
it's gonna water your eye. You get that nose hair pulled. But
been
uh
there, been there.
we have a question here from Mike, and I'll let you answer this.
Of course.
What do your original or what sizes are your original blends? And he said he's heard that the original sizes are usually the best.
Yeah. So Robusto 5x50 we have, Toro 6x52. We have a 7x50 Churchill, and we have a 6x52 Bellicoso. As everybody knows who's watching, Bellicoso is the torpedo style sharp tip.
Mhm.
So we have four of those. This summer we are releasing a double Toro, a 6x60 in all of our blends, in all three blends. Um, Really excited about that. And as we're
Great,
smoking,
good on you.
thank you. And as we're smoking the 6x60s, they are just coming out so smooth. A
Mhm.
lot of people are intimidated by that size, but to be honest, you're getting a lot more filler in those, and they're coming out just so incredibly smooth. It's now become one of my go-to sizes. I know a lot of people out there love a Gordo, love a double Toro, but I wasn't really a big fan of it until we started the blending process of the three blends we have in a Toro, double Toro size. So the many what I smoked are just incredibly smooth.
Well, so I give a lot of grief to Gordo. I'm not. I won't. I can't say won't. I haven't smoked anything bigger than a 60 ring gauge. I think above 60, I I I say so. I feel like I should be paid to smoke it, right? Like it's just too much, right? And again, that's no dog or rip on anyone that loves 770s, 880s, 990s, 10 by 100s. Hey, smoke what you like and smoke it as often as you can. That's just my personal thing. But I will say the one thing I love a lot about Gordos is they just burn so cold in that comparison. Now, okay, 770 is going to burn cooler, correct? But it's not the juice isn't worth the squeeze for me, right? Because I've got this when I smoke a 660, that's as cool as I would want it to be, right? I'm not like what is it? The I'm not gaining any more percentage of cooling really, other than a couple of percentage points between a 660 to 770. But between a 6x50 and a 6x60, I feel you get a massive temperature difference in that. And because
Mhm.
of that, 660s can really, really, really go down very smooth. Even if you chong on them a little bit and really get them roaring, it's still a 1 inch diameter. Like there's a lot of cooling down really, really rapidly, and it keeps it really smooth. So why now on the 660? And then I got another question to follow up with that, but why now in the 660s?
Why now? It's just popular size. I feel like it's we haven't added a size to our Espanola line since its inception in 1996. So it's something that we feel that the double Toro size 6x60s have gained in popularity ever since we started. I don't think there was that big of a cigar 30 years ago. Um, and if there was, I never heard of it.
No,
But
no, no, I don't think there was
uh,
either.
it has gained popularity. We
Big
have been
time.
asked for that size, so
Hmm.
that's the reason why we're just the more the people ask, we'll do it. I mean, it's just we're here for the consumer. I mean, without the consumer, without the retailer, we're not in business.
And
So
I'm
we're
so
here.
glad you said it like that. We're here for the consumer, not well, I like the 660. It's not about you, right? It's about the consumer because you would make a 770 if you had enough people asking you for it. So
Mhm.
you might never smoke it, but one time, you know, and but you would make it because that's really a big part of this whole rebranding that you're doing, right? Is you're really, really putting your ear to the train tracks and listening to what people are telling you and taking that feedback. And by the way, yes, Espanola has been 30 years, but it's not been how it has been for the last 4 years, 3 years. So
Absolutely.
it's a 30-year-old brand, but it's been completely rebranded and reimagined too, right? You brought in the Disney Imagineers from down there in California, and you revitalizing the brand a lot, and it shows. So, are you getting a lot of people like? Were a lot of people asking for Lanceros too, or was it just something you wanted to challenge yourself with to prove
I'm
you
gonna be
could do it?
honest, Ryan. You had a big part in this. We talk off the air all the time, and just by talking to you and knowing how big of a fan you are, and just keeping listening to our retailers, our consumers, and of course, we follow a lot of accounts on Instagram, a lot of influencers. It's one of those. I feel like it's the influencer cigar. People love to be talking about the Lancero on their Instagram page or any social media platform. It's one of those cigars that is shot a lot, meaning like
Mhm.
it's posted a lot. And we've even seen some hashtag called Save the Lancero. So
And
it's
they're coming back. I feel they're coming back.
so we wanted to do something special with our Española line, and it was either create a Lancero or put them in a tube, something we haven't done. But
I
we
don't like
saved
those
it.
are the two. Those are the two.
Yeah. So we went with the Lancero.
You can't do the tube. You're from California. You're supposed to be waste conscious. But I've said that I was watching this guy talk about I mean this big black guy, this behemoth of a man. how he walked into a cigar shop and somebody was giving him grief because he bought a Lancero. And he goes, "Oh, I didn't think somebody like you would smoke a Lancero."
Hmm.
And kind of insinuating something about the downtown region versus somebody that smokes a Toro. And so he goes, "You mean to tell me if you're implying what's between my legs judges the size of cigar I smoke, you're an idiot." He goes, "I go for quality and not quantity, my friend," and just ripped the guy apart. But he posted this huge thing, and I was like, "Yes, absolutely," because the cigar you're smoking right now has the same runtime as the Lancero.
Yeah, again, to each his own. I mean,
Totally.
uh, it's one of those things where even when people ask me what would you pair your cigar with, whatever you like to drink. It's your experience, and if your experience is going to get diminished by any way, why do it?
Oh, for
Like,
sure, absolutely. And you have a store locator on your website, right?
yeah,
Yes, you do.
we do.
Okay, so
Espanola Cigars, EspanolaCigars.com, but the N has an NA on it, so it's Espanola with an NA, cigars.com.
yes. Oh yeah, if you just Google Espanola, it'll pop right up. We have a question here about Michigan, and I know you've expanded so much in this brand the last couple of years. I'm not expecting you to know where all your cigar shops are in Michigan, so I'm just looking this up um, real quick here.
Of course,
So looks like Smokers Depot in Fenton
that's
and
right.
KMT Distribution in Sterling Heights. Sounds like he could have known that. I should have just asked him and let him say it. But he wears so many hats. You just don't know if people know everything. But I'm sure he does. So look at that. He knew
Yeah,
he knew. So, so
Francis
there
is
you
a
go.
great guy at KMT. They're about 2-year-old company. They do a great job distributing products. So, it's not only the retailers that we sell direct to, but KMT also distributes our product in the Michigan area. So there might be some stores where we don't know that they carry it because they buy it through a distributor.
Sure, absolutely. I agree with you on that.
So
Yes,
the best
Bruce.
way, what I recommend for anybody who's watching is go to your local tobacconist and ask for Espanola cigars. That's the only way a retailer really is going to bring in our product
Yep.
is if there's a demand for it.
Yep. The same way. The only reason why he added a 6x60 is because there's demand for it. Yes, Bruce, you are absolutely right. Smoking a Lancero does require an individual to slow the hell down. My rule of thumb, and I was taught this, I think it was Steve Saka actually that showed me this, but you should be able to hold your cherry in between your fingers on any
There you
cigar you're
go.
smoking. Any
I like
cigar
that.
you're smoking, you should be able to hold that cherry between your fingers and not burn yourself. If you can't do this, you're going too fast. Doesn't matter the size, you're going too fast. That's a great rule of thumb without getting all artsy fartsy and pinky up about it. Always just make sure, and if you ever smoke with me, you'll see me do this often. Even today, I still do this just to make sure temperature's good. But that's just one of the tricks that I've learned that's helped me smoke any size cigar without worry of being too fast.
Steve Saka is a smart man, full of knowledge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he willingly hands it over. Mike asks here, where are you at in online stores? Can you give an online store that you would like to promote here?
Of course, cigars.com carries our full line of Espanolas, and they got great specials on them. So please support them. They are phenomenal people. Uh, Easy, cigars.com. Search Espanola Cigars. You'll find our whole line.
Perfect. There you go. Um, Larry, you should change that. You should smoke more Lanceros. The original cigar was a thinner ring gauge to begin with. It wasn't a Toro. I almost positive wasn't one of the original Cuban sizes, the Panatella Lancero, the Cohiba Panatella, right?
Yeah, I think even in with
That's why
JFK.
that's why Munster from Adam's family always smoked was the Lancero or Panatella.
Yeah, I don't think big ring gauge cigars were popular back in the
Mm-mm.
day.
I don't even think they were a thing.
Hmm.
I've been told if you colorize some of the older um, uh, Adams family shows where Gomez always is, it's a Candela
No way.
because that was the cheaper cigar and it required no anything, and it was more on the Candela side. Plus, it's ultra light. He smoked a box of them per show type deal, So that's what I've been told. I've never actually confirmed that, but they said they did that because the Candelas are the ultra mild cigar.
It's
Speaking of
interesting fact.
speaking of Candela,
Are you gonna make us make a candela?
I don't know if I'll make you. I'm just asking: have you ever considered um, the green leaf?
Honestly, no. Um, it's just something that I don't. Maybe I've smoked one in my life. I don't even think I have, to be honest, Ryan.
Really?
Uh,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. So it's not a cigar that I'm very familiar with, a wrapper that I'm very familiar with. Um, it's just to me, it's just kind of like I don't know. It's odd, It's just odd.
It is. It is odd, and it's got an odd flavor, but odd works.
Odd does
Um, I mean,
maybe maybe a limited edition St. Patty's Day release. Who knows?
that might be good. That might be good, and I think it, you're years off of it because you're gonna have to go through a lot of Candelas, and I could give you a whole spreadsheet full of Candelas to go through to smoke ahead of time. But I mean, there's a great earthy grassiness to it. Um, it's an acquired flavor. I will be honest with you. I love it. It's nothing I smoke on a daily basis by any means, but a couple times a month, I love breaking out a Candela with coffee. It just goes really, really good. I can't believe you've not had a Candela,
No,
or you can't think of a time when you did. Maybe you
no,
have, but you just can't
I
remember
don't.
it.
Honestly, I don't think I have. I don't think I have.
We got
Yeah,
to change that.
yeah.
We got to
I mean,
change that.
I'm curious now. Now
We
I'm
got to change.
curious.
Well, if you're gonna do that, I've got a Candela. I'll share with you here at the end of the show, unless you don't mind me giving the name out right now.
Go for it. No, not at all. There's room for everybody.
Um, Apostate, the feathered serpent. Apostate
Okay.
Cigars Feathered Serpent, hands down the greatest Candela on the market. I'm not the only one that feels that way. And yes, so I mean, it's beautiful.
Okay.
So definitely, and then yes, talk to the foundation about Candelas. Yeah, Candelas are great. I like Candelas, Mike. I mean, they're fun. And is revitalizing the brand. Maybe 5-6 years from now, Candela, it fits the books, right? Maybe not two
Yeah.
years from now, but as long as I know you're open to it. And see, that's what I love about in talking with you and learning and becoming friends with you over this partnership on the show and cigars. The one thing I've loved about it is whenever I thrown some harebrained idea out towards you, you've never said no. You've always been like, I could see how that would work. Let's look into that. There's a lot of people I would say, hey, let's make a Cadella to. They're like, mm-mm, never even gonna do it. I'm never even gonna consider it. Like, there's just no consideration. The fact that you were like, I don't know, maybe I've never even really smoked one, but maybe I like that because that shows that you're in it for the true consumer and what they're looking for, not what you're looking for. You're not making cigars so you have an excess of cigars. You're making cigars that people are asking for.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate you saying that. And we it's one of those things that being in the business for 30 years, I will never be one of the people where I assume to know everything. We have a great knowledge of tobacco. We have a great knowledge of cigars, but we're constantly learning. We're learning every day. So when you come up with an idea, or we listen to our retailers and our consumers, we're this is the feedback that we're looking for. We're looking to always get better, 1% a day. If we can get better 1% a day, that just is that's all we're doing. So it's learning, it's continuing to learn, it's being open, like you said, and expanding our horizons. I mean, there's so much in this industry. There's so much knowledge. There's so much from seed to cigar to be learned that I will never assume uh, or admit that I know everything. There's just no way to that. So again, always open, always listening, and always learning.
What would you say has been your major takeaway, and then two sub takeaways from this Espanola rebranding that you've gone through for the last 3 years? What's something that you, yeah, we'll just start there. What's something that you've learned, and then what's two things that you were surprised you learned over this rebranding?
So the one thing that I've learned is that there's room for us. There's room for Española. Um, we've carved out a small niche in the business where uh, people who know us because of our JM's Dominican. Our JM's Dominican brand is one of the top selling value price cigars in the market right now.
The world. I'll say
The world.
world, but in the
Thank you.
world.
And so what I've learned is that there is room for us. And what I mean by that is that we're not stuck in that lane. We're not typecast as the
Mhm.
value price or the cheap cigar manufacturer. I just want to say that our JM's Dominican are all handmade. They're Cuban sandwich. We use a full binder of a premium wrapper, um, and it's just something that we have a lot of volume in production, and because of that, we buy bulk tobacco. We box them in 50s, and that's why we're able to keep the costs at minimum, so that we can provide a value product to the consumers. That being said, when I say that there's room for Española, meaning that there is a place for Española and the premium cigar uh, that we are producing, and I'm just happy to say that it's been well received.
No, it's been really well received. You guys did great at Cigar Fest last year. Um, Mike here has a question. Mike Strasberg, longtime fan of the show. What feedback are you getting so far? Strengths and areas to explore.
Um, Feedback regarding the Española
Hmm.
Aniversario,
No,
Española Corvo.
feedback regarding the rebranding of Espanola. Because I
So the
mean,
feedback,
let's give everybody just in case this is the first time they're seeing you on. Give
yes.
everybody a quick why we keep saying rebranding of Espanola. Give just a quick little elevator introduction to that.
Absolutely. Well, I guess, if we're given an introduction, we got to go way back to the beginning in our origin story. This is a father and son story. Our company is built off of a father and son birthday gift, where I gave my father two Connecticut cigars, on his 45th birthday in 1994. And that was the launch of JM Tobacco and Espanola Cigars. JM is my father's initials, John Mahroukian. He is the founder of the company. And when I gave him those two cigars, and he asked me, he said, "These are great. Can you give me a box? Go buy me a box of these." He was just shocked by the cost of the box. I think it was close to $400. Something stupid like that for 25 cigars. And when he heard those numbers, he called his factory manager in Dominican Republic, who was a jewelry factory. My dad was in the jewelry business, and he made rope chain jewelry back in the early late 80s, early 90s. And he called his manager. He said, "I'm sending you a box of cigars. Find a factory who can produce these for us." We found a factory. We received some samples. We liked it. My dad ordered 10,000 cigars, and
That's
famously
called taking a cannonball.
famously said, if we don't sell any, I'll have cigars for the rest of my life. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was the birth of Española. Española, our first trade show was in 1996 at RTDA, back then it was called. It was in Cincinnati, Ohio. We brought out our Española Connecticut wrapper, and we sold out at that show, and it was just absolutely amazing. My dad was shocked. We were shocked. Of course, the industry was going through a big cigar boom at the time, so whatever you were kind of putting out there, people were taking because their shelves were empty. But there was a great following for Española. People really liked them, and then we added our Maduro line soon after because the smoker got a little more sophisticated. They wanted something instead of a starter milder cigar. They wanted something more bold, flavorful, and full bodied, so that we were able to offer them the Maduro soon after that. So that is the origin story of our Española line of cigars. I was 18 years old when this company was founded by my father. So me, straight out of high school, my first trip to Dominican Republic was 18. At 18, had no idea what I was walking into. I still remember the factory smell when I walked into that factory. It hits your nose, it hits your eyes, raw tobacco everywhere, and
It's got to be great.
it was so much fun. I mean, it was just so much fun. I couldn't. I don't even know how to explain it. It was you're a kid, you're 18 years old, and you're kind of immersed into this international business, and it was thrilling. It was a thrilling time. And then soon after that, with the cigar boom, came the cigar bust. And during that time, where we were offering our cigars for $3 to $4 at the wholesale price, people were manufacturing cigars, not having success with them, and we're selling them, 10, 15 cents on the dollar. So we couldn't compete with the cigars that were out on the market. And uh, so we kind of pivoted and created a budget cigar called JM's Dominican, which took off for years and years and years. And
Still to this
unfortunately,
day.
still to this day, it's our bread and butter. We move tons of that product. But unfortunately, Espanol took a back seat because of that. We didn't have the budget to invest in tobacco. We couldn't buy bulk. We didn't have farms back then, and here we are 30 years later. We're growing our own tobacco. We're sourcing, curing our own tobacco. We have great partners in the industry. We've made wonderful, wonderful relationships, and we just continue to grow. And I think that's the beauty. 30 years in the business is not something to take lightly. We've seen a lot of companies come and go. And we're just so blessed to be able to ride that wave and continue to pivot on every turn. I like to say, be stubborn in your vision, um, uh, but be flexible in the direction you're going.
No, I agree with you on that. I love that saying, and you're right. 30 years in an industry, that's a huge accomplishment. It was something somebody had told me once. Something like 90% of the brands don't make it past like year 2 or 3.
Mm,
Um, so to go 30 years it says a ton. And even as I hate that terminology, but even as a quote unquote budget brand or budget friendly cigar, 30 years still says a lot about how good the cigar is, right?
absolutely, yeah.
Because like that's you're not you don't exist for 30 years because you suck, right? You exist because you carved your niche out in the industry and you got fucking good at it,
Thank
and
you.
you did what was needed to be done. You made a great product for the price, and that's why I never rip on, and I still smoke bundled cigars. Like, I'm not above any of it.
Mm,
If it's a good cigar, it's a good cigar. It doesn't matter if it's bundled or not. But I love the fact that you've revitalized this Espanola brand. So when
thank
we
you.
keep telling, when you hear us say that, he's rebranding it, it's more or less he's bringing it back to life because it's
Yeah.
sat on a shelf for 20 years.
Yeah,
Um,
and when you mentioned 20 years, it was year 2016 where we were thinking about coming out with a anniversario cigar for Española, 20 years. And during our kind of meetings that we were having in time with our sales rep and our marketing team, it didn't fit.
mhm,
How can you have a 20-year anniversario cigar where you haven't heard about it? So
mhm,
2016 was kind of the year where we started to really focus on Espanola, repackage them, making them putting them in more attractive boxes. And ever since then, it's been a steady increase in the retailers as far as picking it up for their stores. And in the last 3 years, like you mentioned earlier, it's been a huge push. And I think the Year of the Dragon kind of put us on the map.
I would agree. That
You
was
know, when we
phenomenal, phenomenal.
Thank you. Thank you. When we had our limited edition release of our Year of the Dragon in 2024, people were astonished. People were surprised at how good of a cigar or a cigar they've never heard of was so good. And it piqued people's interest into trying our other line of cigars that we had, which was at the time the Connecticut and the Maduro. So it kind of revitalized the brand by releasing that limited edition Year of the Dragon cigar.
And it also expands JMs too, right? Because if I love a cigar and I know that brand makes a budget cigar that I could go mow the lawn with, I could paint my house with, I could do outdoor stuff with, that I
Yep.
know I can just smoke, not have to concern myself so much with loving it, but I know it's going to be a fantastic flavor, a fantastic profile. That's also going to lend credence to the budget brand for some people that maybe have never come across JMs. Maybe they're new, right? And they got the Year of the Dragon, they love it. They got the Maduro, they love it. The Connecticut, they love it. They're like, I can't afford to smoke $10 every day, $15 every day, but I can afford. Oh, they make a budget friendly one. Okay, so I mean, at the same time, like the cross branding is true on both sides. I really love this budget friendly cigar, but you make a quote unquote premium, even though your budget is a premium cigar.
Yeah.
Premium based on pricing, perception of pricing alone.
Yes.
You could tell
And
I'm being very jaded
I'm
in the
glad you
cigar
brought it up
industry.
because our JMs was introduced in 2001, and so what we're doing this year is we also have our JMs brand, JMs Anniversario 25
Hmm.
years,
Hmm.
and what we're doing with our JMs Anniversario 25 is we're coming up out with a long filler JM, not a Cuban sandwich, two blends in our Connecticut and our Maduro in our most popular size, which is our Churchill. And if I could show you the box here,
Please, please.
I have a box. It's absolutely beautiful. Um, this is our
Hold,
JM's.
hold, hold, wait, wait. That is a budget friendly stick box that you made.
This, this is a
Holy,
budget
that's a
friendly
piano finish.
box.
That's a piano finish. You
This
did
is,
tubos for it.
we did tubes
Amazing.
in our JMs. Um, we're elevating the brand, and it's going to not only help the limited edition JM's anniversary of 25 years. By the way, there will be a note from my father in each of these boxes. 1,000 boxes each, only available in the Connecticut, and 1,000 boxes in the Maduro. The Maduro, I think I have it here somewhere. So same piano finish in the Maduro. Um, Beautiful boxes. We're really,
So
really happy.
hold that open real quick. What is the
Yes.
MSRP on those per stick?
So the MSRP on these is going to be $8 to $9.
And what is it normally without the anniversario?
Our JMs
Yeah.
is $5 sticks all
Okay,
day.
so you're not even talking about double. You're not even talking you're talking literally a couple of dollars more. Here's what I love. So grab your Crojo box from behind you real quick. I want to show everybody this. So this is what I love about the Espanola boxes and looking at a lot of boxes. This is made for your home humidor if you have a small walk-in or if you have a display style humidor where you can have boxes with the lid open. You never guess what's in this box. That's what I love about it too. Plus, when you see it at a shop,
Yep.
again, the rebranding on it you did was great. You left nothing to the eye of being able to go, what was that again that I just saw? So I love that because that would be open in a home. If I had a big humidor that I could actually have boxes open, that's one that I would have. And same with the JM. Again, I think you're probably the I can't say this for sure. Everybody out there that's been smoking a lot longer than me, Bruce, Richard, I'm looking to you two because you guys are my fact checkers on a lot of this. I don't know of another brand that puts a budget friendly cigar in an anniversario and does what you did. So, like, kudos to you on that because it's only, and you left it, you gave a piano finish in a tube for $2.50 to $3 more.
Yes, yes. And look, we're not looking to make extra money, or we're not looking to break the bank on this. As far as like, it's not going to make us rich. It's providing value to the retailer, and it's also saying that, hey, JM's is a budget cigar, but we are in the premium cigar business. We make premium cigars at a budget price, or a value priced cigars. So it's going to lead to more interest in our regular line of cigars, and it's just going to elevate the brand, and that's exactly what we want to do. I want
Yeah,
to add to the reason why we did this type of box. So this is a life
a
size
little
image
bit
of the.
higher, a little bit higher. Yep.
So this is a
Oh,
life.
you put full size on it. That's
Yeah.
awesome. I didn't even
So this is
notice
full
that.
size. And then what we've learned being in the business for so long is that maybe the guy behind the counter might not know every
Thanks,
single
Mike.
blend that's in there, meaning that they don't know the blend exactly. So on this we have wrapper, binder, filler. We have the first third. We have the second third, tasting notes on this, and then we also have a strength gauge. So it's very, very
It's
how do I say?
educational.
Yeah, it's easy for the customer and the consumer
But
to
you know
walk
what
in.
you did though? You know what you did? You created the ability for me to take it off the hinges and put it on my wall as it is.
Gotcha, gotcha.
Because you actually created a piece because of all the education that's on it, the third side of it. That is like an old school antique looking cigar picture that you would find on a tin somewhere
Mm,
hung up. But I just got to say, I'm going to say it a little bit different than how you said with the JM anniversario, because right here, Bruce, who's been smoking 40 years, never even heard of an anniversario in any kind of a bundle. What you did shows the consumer your bundle or economical brand is not an afterthought, right?
mm,
So much of the bundle world is more or less an afterthought. It's leftover this, and it's explained literally as it's leftover from this, it's leftover from that. It's never specifically for this. We got tobacco specifically for this. We got long fillers specific. We made a piano finish box specific. What you did was was also show your consumers that even on the least expensive product, you care. You care enough to redesign, to create an anniversario, to put them in a tube, and to put a piano finish. For anybody that doesn't understand what I mean by piano finish, I mean you can see a reflection in it. It's a very
mm.
expensive finish. It's the most expensive finish in a box. Right? It's a lot of polishing. It's a lot of work. But you showed that, hey, I care this much about the least expensive thing I sell. Imagine how much I care about the most expensive thing I sell.
Yeah, you're
And
absolutely.
so you show that across your line. Does that make sense?
It absolutely makes sense. And to add to that, this is a legacy brand for my father. It's got my father's initials all over it.
Yeah, for sure.
It's something that we care deeply about. It's something that we're passionate about, and it's going to live forever. It's going to be something that we're really proud of, and we're putting it out there. It's only 2,000 boxes. It's like I said, it's something that we wanted people to be keeping the boxes, not throwing it away. It can be used as a humidor, for heaven's sake. It's such a nice box.
It
So
looks like it seals good.
it seals really, really well. Yeah, it's something that we really felt.
I agree, Larry. I agree, Larry.
Yeah, it's something that we there was a lot of thought into this. There was a lot of care put in this product, and
Well, it
um,
shows.
yeah,
You
thank you.
didn't just polish a box and throw something in a tube and hope it sells, because you got to be able to back up. You made such a nice box for both cigars that you do have to back up the quality of the box with a better quality cigar. And I think you've done this. Has been amazing. I have
Thank you.
not touched it up. It has burnt just as clean of a line as you would want in a Lancero. It's
That
been
is awesome.
just amazing.
That is awesome.
Now, one thing I will ask, we need some tin signs from you.
Yeah.
And we need tin signs exactly what's on your box top. That should be your tin sign. Each one of your cigars just laid out exactly how it is on the box, with Espanola on the top, with the
Mhm.
Corojo, the Maduro, the Connecticut, with all the information in the first thirds. I
Mm,
think that would be a fun, old, also vintage looking, because if you include that kind of smoked out yellow that you have in the back of it, which
yeah.
I love, that would be a great looking sign.
Ryan, again with the ideas. We'll do it. Done. Done.
And I get the first one, and it's gonna go right here.
Let's go.
So we'll be on the lookout for that, because if he does it, I'm gonna ask that we give one or two away. But I think that's a vintage looking, the way you have Espanola, the lettering that you have, and then to break it down on each cigar. I think that just looks like a clean style, a clean form of marketing sign that any shop owner would love to have, because
Thank
it
you.
it provides education for it too, right?
Yeah, yeah. I
So
think that's a great idea.
I'm full of them, just nobody pays me for them, so it's fine. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. I mean, originally, designing one for you and for lounges, it was just going to be on black with our Espanola logo. But this adds a lot more. I agree with you.
No, this showcases the brand. It remarkets the brand, and then what you can do then too, if you want, you could even stretch it a couple inches longer and add in some of the JM stuff if a specific store carries both JM and Espanola.
Yes, but
Um,
I will say that consciously we have been trying to keep those both brands separate. We really have, you know, if we're doing anything marketing Española, it's going to be marketed on its own. JMs are on its own. We really want to kind of elevate Española and not.
why though?
And
Why? Fuente's got a budget stick they talk
yeah,
about. Aganorsa's
sure.
got one. Literally everybody has one. Look at what you just made behind you. You brought it up to the elevations of the scale of elevation and the quality of look and presentation of Espanola.
Yeah, that's true.
Why not, like, not mix the two, but say,
Mm,
hey, if you like JM, our our ultra high end line you're gonna love. Or if you
mhm.
love this, try our JM line. Like,
Yeah.
you should 100% come out with a 5 pack of two JMs and each one of your Espanolas, and call it a
Mm.
budget pack. So that way, if I buy a 5 pack, I go home and mow my lawn with the JMs, and then at nighttime I can have a whiskey with the Maduro or the Corojo. Are you kidding me? Do it. I know a lot of brands that throw their budget stuff in a sampler brand, in a sampler blend. I be
Ryan,
proud of
Ryan,
it.
you're going to be in on all our marketing meetings every week. Okay, we're going to get you in on all of them.
But I mean, does that make sense? Like,
It does make
you've
sense,
taken it out of a budget brand with that box.
in my head, we've always been kind of typecast or put in that lane of making budget cigars, and stay in your lane, bro. Don't stick to value price, because you read those comments, and it affects me. And we're trying to change the perception a little bit, and keeping Española kind of separate from JMs. But to be honest, JMs is more well known than Española is. It's
See,
crazy to say.
I think that is a misperception of, and please correct me if I'm wrong, and I hope I don't speak out of play here. I'm just being, I, I don't know any other way but to be blunt. Um, I think that's a perception that you've wrongly attached yourself to in the industry when people say, "Oh, budget stick. Oh, you're just a budget brand. You're just a budget." Like, you're no longer just a budget brand. You're a premium brand. You were never just a budget brand, but the perception of you is no longer a budget brand. You're a you're a premium brand that happens to carry a sidekick to the
Yeah.
Espanola line. Like, that's how it needs to be completely. And anybody here listening, jump in the comments. Am I wrong on saying this, that the format should be they're a premium brand that just carries a budget? Because if I'm under 30, I've never heard of JM.
Mm.
But if I'm under 30, I can afford two or three great cigars, but I also just love smoking a cigar every day too. So I need a quote unquote budget brand. So why not mix the two?
Yeah. Yeah.
Does that make
You're
sense? Now,
right.
I'm not saying under like name wise, but
No, you're
like,
absolutely right. I get in my head sometimes. I do feel that way, and it's something where I shouldn't let comments or people's perceptions kind of sway me, but they do, and sometimes it gets to me. So I appreciate you saying that, and I'll keep that in mind.
but I'm glad you did let it persuade you though. Because
Mm,
if it didn't let it persuade you in the beginning, we wouldn't have gotten what we got. It was because you had a chip on your shoulder from what everybody talks about budgets that produced what you did. So don't apologize for having a chip. The only reason why I'm successful in sales at my level, I don't have a college degree, but I'm going to fucking show everybody that I don't need one, that I can play at that level. So
yeah,
it's in that same mindset. You had a chip on your shoulder that's great. The chip on
I
your
really do.
shoulder drove you to create
I did.
not to create, but to rebrand Espanola the way it is. And
Just
because
to
of that, you're being praised for it. But at this point in time, let let it all roll together to an extent.
Yeah, determined to make Espanola successful.
Yeah, and
That's
you have. You got a
Yeah.
94.
Thank
Like,
you.
that's for people that don't understand cigar rating. It is, and I'll give you some back end feedback here, some little bit of peek behind Oz's curtain from the way I see it, right? It's my opinion. An 89 is the standard cigar score. 88, anywhere from 87 to 89 is a standard cigar score. If your cigar sucks, you're getting in the 70s. If you're not, I would push it even 85 to 89, I would say, depending on how they map their scoring. And by the way, I follow every one of them, even though I don't promote them. I read them all. I look at the back end scoring. I've talked with Coop about his scoring. I've talked with a lot of these people about their scoring. Danny, anywhere from I think 85 to 89 is a standard good cigar. To hit 90 to 95 is exceptionally hard. That 1 point gap from 89 to 90, depending on the reviewer, but the handful I'm thinking about, that 1 point is a huge hurdle to get over. Like, it is hell week in the military term. Like, it is the
Mm.
hardest thing. Once you get to 90, to get to 95, 94, it's that much harder to get into the 90s. So the fact that you came out with, and the reality of it is, let's be honest, your first real pride and joy Espanola rebranded cigar was the Year of the Dragon.
Yeah,
Am I correct in that
I would say
assumption?
so. Yeah,
And to that, your first year out of the box after 30 years, after we'll say 20 years of really doing nothing with it to get a 94, that says a fucking lot.
yeah. Thank you.
So like, and again, I'm trying to get you to understand the what you were able to achieve and
Yeah,
and for you to know that budget doesn't mean bad and premium doesn't mean great, but when you get a 94, that's fucking awesome. And then when you're around for 30 years with your budget brand, quote unquote budget brand, that says a fuck ton too. So you
yeah,
got two products in the 90s. Like showcase them both together. Be proud of that.
yeah, yeah. I
Does that
thank
make
you.
sense?
It makes great. It makes total sense. Yeah, thank you. And that chip on the shoulder is real, man. That chip
I
on the
know it
shoulder.
is. I carry it every day.
Getting together with family and friends, and they bust out other brand cigars in front of me. That hurts. That hurts. And I wanted to, with this, the Year of the Dragon especially, I wanted to create a cigar that is go-to for my family. It's a go-to for my friends, and we did just that. My brother-in-law, big cigar smoker. My father-in-law is a diehard JM smoker. He will not smoke any other cigar. But it's really hard to go to an event and to pass out a JM. You know
It
what I
is.
mean?
It is. It is.
It's too
I
hard.
get that. The perception. It'd be
Yeah,
like passing out an Al Capone with no background.
it could be a great cigar. You thoroughly enjoy it, but it's just hard to gift one of those. And that's the reason why we came out with the Year of the Dragon, so that I can have something to
Mm-hmm.
offer my friends. I can give it as a gift, and I could be
Mm-hmm.
something to be proud of when they smoke it. And that cigar really did well for us, like you said. It got
Fuck
94,
yeah, it did.
#6 cigar of the year in Cigar and Spirits magazine, which you're going up against the Padrones, you're going against the Rockies, you're going again up against um, all the big names. It wasn't a cigar of the year for boutique cigars. It was a cigar of the year
Listen,
for all the cigars in the world. And to
listen.
be in the top 10, it was just like, oh my gosh! It was like we made it. We made it.
I
We're here.
I guarantee you that panel when they got the Espanola, they looked it up. I promise you, this is more or less how this conversation went. JM's is making a premium line. Oh my gosh! All right, fine. I guess we'll smoke it. Holy shit! This is from. Hold on. This is from JM. JM Tobacco, right? The quote unquote budget only line that's been around. Oh my god! This is the first shot at bat for this. I think you surprised them as much as you were surprised that you got a 94. I mean, am I wrong in kind of how you envisioned that round panel to go? Like,
You know,
because again, so much of your brand is JM driven, and you're doing everything possible to not forget about it, but to let everybody else know that your wings stretch further than a quote unquote budget perception.
absolutely. And we've always been confident that we make good cigar. Like you said, people can try the JMs once for $5. They could try it twice for $5. But if they didn't like the cigar, it wouldn't have had the success that it has today.
Would be
People
around.
are people are buying them by the box, and it's a box of 50 cigars, so it's not 20. You know what I mean? And so we've been confident this whole time. I've been so confident in our abilities, in our blending process, in all of the master blenders, in the cigar rollers, in the factory managers. Super proud of the team that really created what we did with Espanola, the Year of the Dragon blend, and so thrilled and so excited to be releasing this anniversario at PCA. I mean, I cannot wait. I really cannot wait.
Well, I'll be upfront with you. When you and I first introduced and we talked about being part of the show, I talked to several people about you guys, and they were like, "Oh, are you really you want to bring that part of the show?" And I'm like, "Yeah, but you don't understand. Like, this is what he sent over. I'm proud to have you part of the show. I'm proud to have Espanola as part of this show, like immensely. To see what you've been able to do with the chip on your shoulder, don't lose it. The chip on your shoulder is the drive. And I again, I'm a fan of the brand, and as you can tell, I'm a fanboy of the brand. Your brand's always in my humidor. I buy them, so like it's fantastic. I've given them away. You've been kind enough to send me 5 packs here and there, and I give them to people, and they're like, "This is great. This is great." I always tell everybody, and this is the one thing that Danny Ravanelli really kind of instilled on me. Part of my cigar journey was learning that big box brands, for lack of, or big name brands, legacies as everybody knows them, don't provide you in my this is all my opinion, everybody, so please don't email me or write me. This is just my opinion. I've talked about this in the show. I equate it the same as I do college sports to pro sports. There's a reason why people prefer college over pro. You have
Mhm.
more heart. You've been around for 30 years. You are a pro, but you also have been stigmatized. And because of that, your drive to be destigmatized and to show how far you could actually stretch your wings and fly has been that much more of a drive for you than I think if the Espanola brand would have been successful for 30 years.
Yeah, thank you,
I
thank
mean,
you.
does that make sense?
Oh, yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, whoever
There's
calls
more heart in
Jay,
it. There's more heart.
yeah, if you call JM tomorrow, I'm going to be picking up the phone. It's not a sales rep, or you don't need to go to like three people to get to me.
Oh, we don't have
I,
to. His cell phone number's in the description below, everybody. Just call him.
you call the number, you're talking to me. I'm packing. I'm in the back. I'm stacking the order for our inventory manager to pack up in a box. I look over all of the boxes that come through. There's passion in this. It's like I said, it's a family business where what we put in the box represents us, and I'm just so, a couple years ago, I would say I had kind of like an imposter syndrome, meaning, do I belong in this industry?
Totally. That's the
My
chip on your shoulder.
my grandfather was not a tobacco farmer in Dominican Republic or Nicaragua.
You don't have
Uh,
generations in this.
no, no. Me and my father, we both got into this business, or he got into this business because he saw an opportunity. And throughout the 3 decades that we've been in this business, we've learned a hell of a lot. So it's something that I said it before. We continue to grow and we continue to learn, and it's that humble attitude that drives us. Again, we don't claim to know everything, but we sure know a hell of a lot.
You do. And just to show everybody this, I started this actually 5 minutes after the show started. And I only know that because I've been jonesing for it all fucking day. This is where I finished. An hour and 19 minutes for a
Wow.
Lancero. If you smoke this thing faster than an hour, for everybody wondering how to smoke it, you're smoking it way too fast. And look at him. He's about 10 minutes behind me. So you're not Lancero does not mean faster or less smoke. It just means more elegant and a completely different profile understanding of that cigar that showcases the wrapper more than filler blender, or more than filler or wrap
Binder.
or binder.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, and I and I love the fact that you're fighting for this, right? Because it shows that you care. It shows that, again, I go back to the tubo piano finish box for your budgets. You take that much care in the least expensive thing that you sell. That shows how much care you have in the most expensive thing that you sell. What's the there's a saying, I'm sure I'm going to butcher it. Uh, the guy that shows effort in the least amount of his day shows the greatest effort in the most amount of his day. Something to that tune. I'm sure I butchered it, but it goes to the adage of, if I'm showing that I care in the small things, then in the big things I care even more.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And so I commend you for that, man. And it's been fun watching you grow. It's been fun watching you expand.
Okay.
And for everybody, we'll just go ahead and announce it. I've got a 200 episode show giveaway. I have zero idea, because I always tell every partner just to give to send me what their heart wants, or let me give away what their heart feels. So, Anto, what are we doing for the giveaway on the 200th episode? We can give, I would be honored. You want to give a box of JMs away? Let's do it. I don't care. Like, whatever you want. What are we going to see here? I don't mean to throw you on the spot. If we need to think about it, that's fine. But we've got a
No,
lot of interest here in the comment section about the brand, and these are hardcore watchers of the show that I know will be tuned in for the 200th show. So what are we looking to do for that?
we're gonna be, because there's so much interest and because we talked about JMs a lot. I do want to send you our Española 30th Anniversario. It's a box of 10.
Perfect.
Uh, we'll do a Lancero because you're a huge fan of Lanceros to give away.
Love you.
A box of those, and then we'll do a box of the JM's Anniversario 25 as well. So we'll do
Perfect.
2 boxes just so that people will be able to compare both and kind of know that we're serious. You know, we're cigar makers.
And you know what I'm going to do for that? Unless you have a different opinion, and please, I will follow your judgment on that. I think we should give those to one person, because what I would like to do is prove to that one person that the entire line is great.
Hmm.
Would you agree to that, or do you want them separated out? It's your call.
I mean, it's a lot. 2 boxes of cigars to one
No, it's
person.
20 cigars.
Okay.
So
So
it's effectively a full box of cigars.
what
So,
we can do, what if we do this? What if you're giving somebody you know, multiple winners, 5 of each? Or would you
ooh,
or would you want to
okay,
do
okay. So I'm digging this. I'm digging this. And what I can do is I can give a box away to each person and mix 5 and 5 in a box. And
there
we've
you
got
go.
2 giveaways. One person gets the JM box. One person gets the Corojo box, or
There you go.
the
The
Corojo box.
anniversary, the Anniversario Españolas.
The anniversary. Oh no, no. I'm sorry. I'm still on the year of the dragon crow. Yes, the anniversary. Do you have an anniversario box that we could look at? Because I don't think you showed us
Absolutely.
that.
No. So I don't have the cigars in here,
That's fine. That's fine.
but I
I'm not going to
have
hold it against you.
Española Anniversary. This is the
Oh,
first.
piano
Well,
finish box again. Piano
nobody.
finish box.
So what
Oh,
we've done
look at
here
that. Is
is,
that a
let me
piece
get
of
that.
wood in the middle, or is that a
Yeah,
cap?
so
That's
it's
a
got the cigar
separator.
cigar profile, wrapper
Dude.
binder filler, strength gauge, country of origin, um, 5 and 5 on each side, and yeah, this is a piano finish. That is the Maduro. The Habano
Oh.
is beautiful red box. Again, it's got the little thing in there with country of
Oh.
origin, cigar profile, wrapper binder filler. I don't know if people could see that,
Yes,
but
yes. No, that looks great. That is very, very nice.
We're
Right here,
super happy.
Chris is a very adamant cigar smoker. Very good palate. Big time cigar guy. He goes, he had one out of a sampler pack and he really, really liked it.
Thank you.
So, no,
Thank you.
that's fantastic. And I will let you decide if you want to send Maduro or Corojo, but I think we should do that. Let's do 5 and 5. You can send 2 boxes, whatever you want, and we'll do 5 and 5 in each box, and we'll do that as a giveaway.
You got it, Ryan.
I think that's absolutely fantastic. And that way everybody that smokes cigars in the summertime that just is looking for a cigar to puff on, they get to understand the quality of the JM brand as well as they get to understand the Espanola. I'm proud to have Espanola as a supporter. I'm proud to have JM as a supporter. So as you can tell, I like you a little bit. But I'm a fanboy. Listen, the only reason why anybody's on this wall or anybody is on the ticker on the bottom of this screen is because I am a fanboy of the brand. I don't mince words. I don't apologize about it. I don't tell people I'm not fucking biased. I am. But I like what I like, and that's what I like. And you know what? It's my palate. I smoke what I like. And I don't shy from it. So I love the fact that you shine from JM a little bit as kind of having that chip, produced what we fucking are smoking tonight. Keep that chip on that fucking shoulder. Put one on each for the drive, dude. Like you've crushed it, man. The Toro is just as good as the Lancero. I said just as good. I didn't say not as good. The Lancero kills it. In the first few drags here, the retro off the Lancero from the start is much punchier.
Yeah, you're gonna get a much smoother cigar out of the 6x50
Oh yeah,
too.
you do. And again, I like smooth. So far in the little bit I've smoked of this new one, the Lancero is the way for me to go. But again, I'm a Lancero whore. That's just what I am. Um, let's see. I want to win the box whether it has cigars in it or not. I am buying some of your cigars right now. Hey,
Let's go.
JJ, JJ.
No,
JJ
JJ.
actually won last week's show. JJ, that was dropped in the mail this week. You should have gotten an email. So definitely. And Bruce, yes. The one thing I am really good at on this show is when I truly like your product, I really talk it up. And I do because I don't need anybody else to like it but me to express my love for it. Um, I've had the privilege of having a few of your jams. I sent you a picture the other day from the place here in literally my hometown that carries jams. I bought a few of them. They're fantastic. Like they're
Yeah,
fantastic cigars. So
thank you very much.
I know we're focusing a lot of the JMs, but I want everybody to understand that this is one brand. That this brand doesn't live separately from its lines. If you like one, you're going to like the rest. And just because you want to they hit everything, right? They hit your celebratory at 18. 18 is a number. If somebody wants a dollar value on celebratory, they hit it at 18 for the Lancero. Isn't that what you said, around 18?
That's correct.
And they hit it at lawn mowing, yard work, outside, fishing, any other form of activity you're fucking doing, they hit with JMs as well. And
Yeah.
I wouldn't tell you guys they were good if they were bad, because the only reason why I have a show is because I don't lie to you guys. And there's a reason why he's a partner of the show. It's because I believe in him. I believe in the brand. I believe in everything you sent me. They're a staple in my own humidor. So the one thing I don't do here is ask anybody to put their money where I'm not willing to. And so I love the fact that we are talking about JMs a lot in this show, in this one, because we haven't given them their just due. And look what the fuck you just made behind you. So tell everybody the complexities you went through to create a long filler version for $3 more for a piano box and a tubo. You're looking at Cohiba like $30 more for a tubo. So tell everybody how you were the complexity that you beat your head against the door for to be able to produce a long filler, budget friendly cigar in such a great presentation. Because I
Yeah,
don't think you added much more for anything else.
Ryan, what we wanted to do was elevate the brand. We wanted to we wanted people to associate JMs as a premium cigar, not a
Hey,
budget cigar,
Bruce.
to get that stigma out. JMs is a hand rolled cigar by professional rollers in the Dominican Republic. These guys who are rolling the JMs Cuban sandwich fill are now rolling the JMs.
Oh, real quick. I just want everybody to understand most of your budget cigars are machine rolled. Okay? The fact that it's hand rolled does make it that much better. I just wanted to include that. Go ahead, continue.
Yeah, the process is absolutely the same. We in the Cuban sandwich we have bigger pieces of tobacco, smaller pieces of tobacco that we put in the filler, but it's a full binder and of course, it's a premium wrapper. So what we wanted to do is uh, elevate the value-priced JM brand by releasing the 25-year JM's anniversary. It's a nod to my father. It's a nod to his dedication to the industry, his hard work, what he's uh, poured into this, and it's something that I wanted him to be proud of. Number one, we want something that we can stand behind, um, and that's what we did. A Connecticut and a Maduro. You get a little bit of both, a mild if you're into that, and a full bodied, full flavored cigar in the Maduro, which is a San Andres Maduro, one of the top wrappers right now on the market. So yeah,
Oh, real quick. JJ, thank you so much. He just bought a JM sampler and a 4-pack of the Dragon. Thank you so
awesome.
much, JJ. Appreciate you, brother.
And that JM sampler pack is a Churchill pack. I don't know what he paid for it, but it's probably like $3 to $4 each in a Churchill size. One of each of our blend. We have 6 blends in the JMs, but those are great value in a beautiful presentation in a nice box. The sampler comes with a Connecticut, a Maduro, a Corojo, and a Sumatra in the Dominican line, and we also have 2 JMs Nicaraguan lines in a Sumatra and a Maduro. So great value. Thank you, JJ, for purchasing that. Really appreciate you.
So please continue.
Yeah. So again, JM is again my father's initials. So we had to put something that we're really proud of in a box, and for it to be 25 years, it's a milestone in the industry. We wanted people to know that we've been around for 25 years. At least the brand has been around for 25 years, 30 years for the company. And we wanted to let everybody know that we can produce not only a Cuban
Hey,
sandwich,
Morg.
but a premium cigar as a Espanola, but now in a JM. We just wanted to. This was the idea, was to elevate the JM brand.
And I think by making Espanola as good as you are, Espanola brand can elevate the JM brand. That's why I encourage you to not run from them, co-brand them. Because if you like literally tell people, listen, if you're gonna spend 15 on our cigar, up to 18 on our cigar, 12 to 15 or $12 to $18 on our cigar, depending on your state, and you like it, I've got a budget that you're gonna love.
Yeah,
Like that could sell for the 30, the new cigar smokers, the younger cigar smokers, the perception. So here's my thing with perception of budget. First off, it's all perception. Some people think a $30 cigar is a budget because they smoke a $70 cigar every day, right? So like it's all perception. If I'm new in the cigar world, I don't understand pricing the way I will a year into the cigar world. If I know I like a brand, why wouldn't I want a sister brand to that I can smoke every day and not feel like I'm just shoveling money out the door?
Yeah.
That's where I feel building Espanola the way you are is going to introduce, and that's why I'm specifically on this show, and we didn't talk about this beforehand, focusing so much on JMs because I had
Yeah.
them not too long ago and I loved them.
Thank you.
And I think the two can co-brand equally and support each other equally. To where because I like one, I'm now open to the other. And that goes vice versa, right?
Yeah.
I am more willing to spend X amount of dollars on a brand, X amount of dollars more than normal on a brand I know is going to be good because I know they're smaller lines than I am on a brand I've never heard of.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's where I don't, and that's where I think you should not mix the two, but get people to understand if you like one, you're going to like the other.
Yeah. Yeah. And we touched upon making cigars for the consumer, but
Mm-hmm.
as a company now, we have everything that a consumer could want: a budget
Correct.
cigar, a middle of the line with our Espanola, which is again a $10 to $11 max on a Churchill size
Mm-hmm.
retail value. Now we have a super premium cigar, so it's we're covering all bases. If you want to take a box of 50 out camping or for poker night and pass them out to 10 friends, you got the JMs. If you want a cigar that's going to be celebrated and a special occasion cigar, we have that. Or if you want a cigar that you smoke on the weekends or daily, you could do that with the Española core line.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Mm-hmm.
something that now we are able to offer everything that a consumer wants.
No, you are. It's full soup to nuts, from not breaking the bank to quote unquote that premium price range, and in my state, your cigar would be more than $12. I'm just saying because we have stupid fucking state tax here. It's ridiculous. Even in your state, what's your cigar cost in your state? It's gonna be a $30 cigar. No, I'm just exaggerating, everybody. But California is not cheap for cigars. Not at all cheap for cigars.
I will say, Ryan, we are licensed in Colorado, so we pay the Colorado state taxes for the retailer, so we're able to keep costs down.
So okay, so that's actually a big advantage. Not everybody does that. Explain what you mean by that, because if anybody watching the show in any state tries to get them, explain what you mean by that, because not every company does that, and that's kind of a gray area.
Absolutely, yeah. What I can say is that in Colorado, I think your state taxes are about 35% or 40%. I'm not sure.
Oh, 57%.
Is it 57?
It's going to be 63, I think, in the next year.
Okay, so I think I was
It's not
mistaken
friendly.
between Nevada and Colorado. Okay, so what I will say is that if I sold a box to a retailer for $100, they have to pay $57 in tax on that product, which now costs them $157 for a box of cigars. Versus what we can do or what we provide is paying taxes in Colorado at our cost, which is much less than the retail, the wholesale value that a retailer pays. So that we now, instead of 157, we can provide it for 130, 125, whatever that math comes out to. So what we're doing is we're paying for the taxes, and the retailer is able to offer tax included product to their consumers at a lower price. What that also does is for us is it opens up the market to everybody in the state versus the people who are licensed to purchase out of state product. So not only does it limit us if we didn't pay the taxes, but it also provides them a more expensive product.
Absolutely. So a great way to think about it like this, everybody, is just throwing numbers out, regardless of whatever the taxes are. $100 box, your retailer needs to, because due to taxes, pay $150 on a 10 cigar count. That puts $5 on each cigar that your retailer will transfer over to you. What he's saying is he'll come in with a compromised amount already worked out with said government, whoever wants to steal his money, which is the government. It's the only thing they do is steal. But that's for a different story. But anyways, it would essentially drop $2 to $3 off of that cigar for the consumer end run. That's a big savings. And that's also something that he doesn't have to do. He could literally tell the retailer to go fuck himself. But because he cares about his product as much as he does, and he wants everybody to have it, the brands that do what he's doing really, truly, in my opinion, it's always just my opinion, right? This whole show is my opinion. It shows that he cares more for the wallet than other potential manufacturers that don't do that.
And Ryan, when you say that they pay $5 in tax and the box ends up costing them per cigar, like for example, $15. That most of the stores are keystoning, meaning
that's a $30 cigar. Then
that's a $30 cigar.
100%.
That $5 in tax they're paying translates to $10
Correct.
that the retailer.
I am so glad you pointed that out. Thank you for pointing that out.
When we're paying that, so when we're paying that $2 to $3 on the tax per cigar, it only translates to $6.
Correct. It's still a $4 or $5 savings on average when you're able to do what you can.
Yeah. It cuts in on our margins a little bit.
I am an expert on my opinion, Bruce. Yes. It cuts into your margins a little, but here's the thing. Selling 100 of something or selling 500 of something, your margins don't see a difference. Your margins, at a certain point in time, whatever that number is, you're selling over that, your margins don't matter in the sense that you're making it up because you did a solid for the shop owner. That shop owner, now, just going to preface this, not all shop owners do solids for their consumers. If you don't understand that, I'm sorry. That's the truth. I am super jaded in this industry, and I've peeked behind Oz's curtain a ton. I'm telling you right now, if somebody like Anto gives $10 in savings to a shop, vast majority of shop owners will give that $10 in savings to the consumer, but some don't. Don't hold that against the brand. That's the shop owner.
Yeah. What it also does, Ryan, is that it eliminates paperwork for the retailer. They hate, every 25th in California is when taxes are due for the previous month. And when that time comes, it's such a pain for the retailer to submit to the state the number of cigars they bought, how much in tax calculations that they need to make. So it eliminates that headache as well. So I know that during our 25th, which was yesterday, it's one of those things where it's annoying. It's annoying, and it reminds you every month that, like you said, the government is taking your money.
It's just theft. It's legalized theft. Again, it's my fucking opinion. It's legalized theft, everybody. Taxation is legalized theft. And I don't really care what anybody thinks. It's legalized theft. All taxation is legalized theft. All of it. There's no difference between what the mob did and what the government does today. It's all legalized theft. But anyways, I'm not saying some of it's not necessary. That's me getting off my fucking soapbox. Okay, so here in closing, we got about 10 minutes left for the show. What is the hardest experience in this last 3-4 years of rebranding Espanola that you didn't expect?
the patience.
Ex- Dive into that. What do you mean? Expound on that.
So, it takes time. Cigars take time. And you really have to have patience in the whole blending process, in the sampling of the cigars, into figuring out how much a percentage of this filler to use versus that filler, because you can confuse yourself. And what I've kind of done is I limit it to about 5 blends. I asked my master blender to do 5 blends in the tobacco, and we smoke five. We smoke one of each of those blends, and then we kind of make a decision based on a panel and a group of testers we have. So there's a lot that could go on. There's a lot that can frustrate you and confuse you. So patience, number one. What I meant by that is after the blending process has been completed and the cigars have been rolled, there's cigars need to sit. Cigars need to sit. And we have a minimum of our Espanola line that sits for 6 months. But we really wanted something special with our anniversario line. And by the time it's released at PCA in April, it will be close to 2 years that the cigars have been aged. And that takes patience. So when we have invested in tobacco over 2 years ago, when we have invested in rolling, in packaging, in paying, the patience is releasing the product. I wanted to release this last year. Um, and it obviously 30 years is 2026, not 2025. So there's patience when it comes to that. We are now in the process of working on cigars for 2027. So there's excitement about that. We have some beautiful things happening that are coming up in 2027 that we could get into, but I don't know if we have enough time. But there's patience there as well. Working with tobacco suppliers to get the right tobacco, that didn't work. Let it age a month, 2 months more. Now let's try it again. There's patience there. Anything
Hurry
from
up and wait.
yeah, yeah. So the ideas are there. It's just a matter of waiting, and it's a matter of timing. So what the hardest part has been for me is honestly is the process of releasing our anniversarios, both in the JMs and in the Española.
So patience is a great virtue that I don't have. I'm like you. I bought my daughter a Valentine's Day gift and I gave it to her the day before because I couldn't wait. Um, we have a question here from Bruce. Now, Bruce is one of my longest. Bruce and Richard are one of my two longest running fans of the show that literally text me and go, "Why aren't you having a show tonight?" So Bruce asks here, do you do any blending yourself?
Short answer, no. I really leave it to our master blender. I will not pretend to know everything that happens during the blending process. Um, but I will tell him what I'm looking for. So, you know, um, I'll bring up the Year of the Dragon, for example. I knew I wanted to do a Corojo wrapper. I knew I wanted to use a San Andreas binder. And I said, the filler, I'm going to leave it up to you. Just make something that is medium to full bodied, but full flavored cigar. So, like I said earlier, he made 5
Mhm.
of those cigars with different fillers, same binder, same wrapper, and we chose from that because, like I said, it could get really, really confusing, and it could get you could put 80% of one filler, 20% of the other, 70, 30, 50, 50, 65, 35. You can go on and on. Add a third filler, so it could be very, very confusing. And then by the time you're done smoking the 10th, the 15th cigar, you forgot what the first one is like.
Mhm.
So, I don't know if coming up with a blend constitutes blending, But the Corojo Year of the Dragon, I knew that I wanted that blend, meaning the wrapper, the binder, and certain percentages of fillers.
You gave the
Everything else,
bullet points.
yeah. And, I trust the people. We work with wonderful people. Like I said earlier, Papo, who actually raised me in this industry. He picked me up from the airport when I was 18 years old, had no idea what I was doing in the business. And I'm happy to say that I'm still working with Papo 30 years later. He has been a mentor. He has been a guiding force in not only cigar and industry knowledge, but also life. I've learned a lot from that man, and I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. I owe it all to him. I really do, and it's great partners like that 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 you can stay with for an extended period of time. That they trust you, they believe in you, and you treat them right, they're going to treat you right. All the trust that we have is to these guys, because at the end of the day, we're here, they're there. They could put anything in that cigar, and the loyalty that he has to us, the commitment he has to the brand is a testament to his I guess personality, his character, and I'm just really really happy that he has faith in us, he has faith in the brand, and he continues to provide us with quality product.
Yeah, and again, it shows. It shows. And Bruce, yes, we'll do breaking news, but we'll have him back on in the fall to talk 2027. We've talked a lot about this year. Um, so
Can I give him a hint, Ryan?
go ahead, please.
All of our cigars are produced in Dominican Republic. We have not produced anything outside of Dominican Republic, but look for an Espanola that's going to be manufactured in a different country in 2027.
What? We're definitely going to have you back out of the fall. I want to try that because I think I know the country you're referring to. Definitely want to try it. That's going to add a new level of horsepower to your cigars. Um, why are you so willing to admit you don't know things?
Because I don't know everything.
No, that's an honest question from the sense I appreciate that. I do the same with my clients. I literally tell them I have absolutely no idea, but I'm going to work my ass off to find you the answer. Why are you so quick? And you're quick to say it, and I love that you're quick to say it because that shows there's no lying in you.
Yeah, I'm not pretentious.
Why are you quick to say I don't know?
I'm quick to say I don't know. I guess it's because of the way I was raised. I'm humble. I've made a lot of mistakes in my life, but it's from making all of those mistakes
You've developed
that
honesty.
that I'm here now. And
Yeah.
and what we're doing is we're doing things the right way. We're not here. We don't make gimmicky cigars. We're not here to make a quick buck and run. It's Ryan. It's been 30 years I've been in the business, and I haven't been more passionate about it.
I
Finally, I'm
see
at
it.
a stage. Many years ago, I don't know. We touched upon this. I think I've done your show about 3 times now. We touched upon this. My dad is a workaholic. My dad, right now, he's at the factory in Dominican Republic. He's been there for 2 weeks, away from his grandkids. I tell him, I said, Dad, come home, enjoy. He said, This is what I enjoy. This is what I enjoy. Um, and so raised right, being humble, making mistakes, growing from those mistakes is is the reason we're here, and what and the reason that we keep going. And to be in the business for 30 years, um, and to be able to be doing what I'm doing now, which is traveling, going to see accounts, doing a bunch of cut and lights at retailers and lounges. I couldn't do this 10 years before. My dad raised me in a way where he wasn't around. He was always working. My dad would leave 7 in the morning, come back 7 at night. We'd have dinner together as a family, and then I would go to bed. That's as far as it went. My dad didn't take me to my basketball games. He wasn't there. He wasn't taking me to practice. He wasn't taking me to school. So for me, the most important thing was for me to be around my family, raising my kids, because you can never get those years back. My son is 16 now. My daughter is 13. So I'm at a point in my life where I'm able to travel, see accounts, do international trade shows. Which last year we did Intertobac, we did Dubai
You're
World Cigar
growing
Show.
globally.
We did an event in Armenia, and so I have so much more to give. It's crazy. I could see myself doing this for another 30 years, and uh, um, you know, and I'd still feel to be one of the younger ones in the business. Um, I'll be 48 this year. I'm at 49 this year. I'm 48 years old now, and the fire inside me is lit. The fire inside me is strong. I want to keep producing cigars that are rival the legacy brands that we've discussed before. I want to win Cigar of the Year in the top publications, not just the smaller publications. And
94 is a pretty good fucking start.
thank you, sir. Thank you. But the drive is strong, Ryan. I don't know if I answered your question of why I'm so quick to be to claim that I don't know everything, because I don't.
Well, you did. It is because you're honest about it, right? Like you're not trying to create a. That's one of the things I love about the cigar world is the stories behind the cigars, and you have a truthful story that you don't have to embellish, you don't have to make up. It is what it is. It's 30 years in the industry. It's revitalizing a brand. It's bringing it back to its prominence where it should be and where it should have been this whole time.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, I'm glad it wasn't where it needed to be 30 years ago. Because I don't think 30 years ago you would have been able to develop what you've developed that's as good as it is.
No, I think you're right. I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready 15 years ago. I wasn't ready 10 years ago, maybe, but definitely ready now. Um, we've gained some great partners in the business. We've made some wonderful friends, um, and it's nice to kind of get the feedback that we're receiving lately. It really is.
And
It makes me feel.
and you deserve because you busted your ass to do it. There was a lot of apprehension on your side. There was a lot of can I do it? Can I not do it? Can we perform this way? Can we perform this way? And you, I think you proved yourself wrong in some areas of your success with this. I think you outperformed what your expectations were to a little bit.
Yeah,
Am I right?
you are. We always hold ourselves to a higher standard, and we do want to be the best in this, be the best in that. But yeah, I think you're right. I think at this point, um, I couldn't believe the ratings that we got in 2024, and we continue to get in 2025.
Yep.
Our Maduro line, our core Maduro line, won number 5 cigar of the year. It received 93 ratings. It got the number 13 cigar of the year in front of my father's cigar Blue, which is crazy for me.
That's got to be
And
nuts, right? That's got
yeah,
to be absolutely insane.
crazy. It's crazy.
So let's
Uh,
end this. Let's end the show with you telling everybody what it was like for you to wake up and see that.
I remember receiving a call. It wasn't a wake up and seeing it. I received a personal call from Lincoln Salazar at the time. He called me. He said, "Hey, buddy, I got some good news for you." And he's like, "Your Espanola Corojo, Year of the Dragon, received a 94 rating between a panel of 10 smokers, and it's eligible for Cigar of the Year." And I said, "Oh my god!" I literally said, "Are you serious? Are you serious?" And he said, "Yeah, buddy, you got a good cigar here." And I said, "Thank you so much. Thank you." That was a a moment where I kind of felt like, okay, we made it and we belong.
So let's end the show with telling everybody what you did to celebrate that. And it could be as simple as I had a glass of wine with my wife.
No, I'll
What'd
tell
you
you.
do?
I'll tell you exactly. I know exactly, and I'm getting goosebumps because uh, I called my dad immediately. I called my father, and for me, it's always working with my dad for 30 years. It's been up and down, up and down, 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 up, down. To have a business with your father, it's not easy. It's not easy. I'm always trying to prove that I am doing a good job. I'm always trying to impress him. And that was one of the moments where I felt like, okay, I, I'm so happy that I'm going to share this news with him. And it was one of those moments where, my dad is a guy who doesn't really say much, but he was like, good job, son. And
That meant the world, though, right? Like that meant like that was the time.
yeah. So it wasn't a celebration like popping champagne, but it was a celebration to me to be able to share that with my father.
So I normally and Bruce, yes, my speed round questions, which he has answered already, but I will ask a different question here.
Yeah.
What's the one thing you want to hear your father say to you in this business before he's gone from this earth?
Hmm. That's a good question. I don't think I've had that question asked before. Uh, I think that what I would like to hear out of his mouth, and I don't think he's ever told me this, he might be watching, but I'm proud of you. That's it.
I love it. I love it. Because that's the reality is that's all we long to hear
Yeah.
from those that we respect, right? So I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that answer very, very much. So, Antu, from the bottom of my heart, brother, thank you so much for coming on tonight. I hope you had a great time on the show.
I always
Um,
do. I always do. Not only during our conversations on the show, but I love chatting with you every time we do get the chance to talk. You call me often, and every time you do call me, I make sure I pick up because we always have a great conversation.
that's
Thank you.
right, everybody. If I call you, you pick it up. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But no, honestly, everybody, if this the anniversario, the Toro is fantastic. Um, I'm 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 leaning more towards the Lancero, but the Toro is fantastic. You will not be disappointed with either which way you choose. If you're like me, though, you will be happier with the Toro or with the Lancero. If you're a Toro fan, the Toro is on par and exactly what you want. So, from the bottom of my heart, brother, thank you so much for being a partner of the show, for supporting and continuing to support. And I think that's a great giveaway for the 200. We give everybody the ability to try the JM with the quote unquote premium, even though they're all premium
All premium.
cigars, but dollar wise, quote unquote premium. So I think that's absolutely fantastic. And thank you so much for coming on tonight. Until we see you all again, smoke what you like, smoke as much Espanola and JMs as you fucking can, and have a great, great rest of your week. Bye, everyone.
Thank you,